has to be a paradigm change and it has to be new normal. That's a context set. So I will share a story of the new normal, a paradigm shift in infrastructure building in this country or perhaps in the world. Hyderabad Metro is a unique project. Before that, I would like to mention about my own background. I was born in a village, a remote village of coastal Andhra. I studied till my graduation in Telugu medium, and mine was the first generation education, but I had an insatiable urge to acquire command over English language, to get into civil services, and to make a difference in this country. So with this, of course, I got into Indian Railway Service. Why I mentioned Hyderabad Metro is a unique experiment is the reason that there are about around 300 mass transit systems in the world. All these mass transit systems are built with government money. Government money means it's taxpayers' money, it's your money and my money. I wanted to build it differently. Of course, before that, I worked in railways for about 20 years, then came on deputation to the state government. In my second posting in the state government, I was Additional Commissioner Traffic and Transportation. Studied the traffic problems of the city. After about 1 year of research, I arrived at the conclusion that the rail-based mass transit system is the only solution, but we did not have money. Incidentally, my colleague, Mr. Jawahar Reddy, is here. At that time, he was also working with us. He was a senior IAS officer. So we approached Dr. Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy with this idea, who was the chief minister then. He said, fine, you go ahead with that if you want to build it, but the thing is, don't ask me for money. I said, sir, such a huge project, you're saying that don't ask me for money. So we had to look at alternatives. Then I hit upon the idea that actually a mass transit system can perhaps be built with private sector money and not with government money. Then everybody laughed at me, including my guru, Mr. Sridharan, who was the pioneer of mass transit system, metro rail revolution in this country. He said, Ari, you're wasting your time, I say. I said, sir, why am I wasting my time? He said, it's impossible to build a metro in and in public-private partnership with private sector money. No investor would come forward. I said, sir, why is it impossible? Because he said, nobody has done it in the world. Why are you wasting your time? I said, sir, this is a wrong attitude. Just because of the fact that nobody has done it in the world, it doesn't mean that it can't be done. If this is the attitude, human history would have been different. As of a learned friend has said, would have been perhaps still in that hunter-gatherer stage, would have been in caves still. Human history has progressed so much because somebody has taken calculated risk at every point of time, and this is the calculated risk I want to take. He said, okay, you want to go ahead, you go ahead. Many people laughed at me. Then the documents were not available. Again, another friend Daksha was mentioning about. So we had to prepare the documents. So here comes the knowledge aspect. You have to have, while you specialize in a particular field, you have to have an overall understanding of different things. So we had to prepare a legal document called concession agreement. So we require a lot of legal knowledge. We had to prepare what's called a technical document, manual of specifications and standards. That requires a humongous amount of knowledge in different engineering fields. I had the best of civil engineers, mechanical, signaling, telecom, electrical, electronics, etc., etc. They were all my bosses. I had to first de-school them. I said, sir, you were all great people. Some of them retired as member engineering railway board, somebody retired as chairman railway board, etc. I said, sir, you people had done great job. Your entire lifespan you spent in railway engineering, but the world has gone far, far ahead, number one. Number two, I'm not building it as a government project. I'm building it as a private sector PPP project. For PPP project, it has to be financially viable. You have to forget about your thing. First, I had to de-school them. Anyway, we did a lot of research, and we produced an excellent technical manual. Today, it's a standard in the world, this technical manual. And we achieved technology neutrality. So the concession agreement, legal document we prepared, the technical document we prepared the financial model, and went for the bidding. We got metas. Everything looked hunky-dory for about 5-6 months. Then one day, this gentleman, chairman, Metas or Satyam Group, Mr. Ramaling Raju, perhaps he was not able to ride the tiger which he was riding, declared to the world that he was manipulating his accounts. Krishna Palipu, who was considered to be the financial wizard, management wizard of the world, actually he was on the board. A retired cabinet secretary, the highest ranking government bureaucrat, he was on the board. These chaps did not know that actually this guy was manipulating the accounts. Imagine the outcome of that. The country's image got damaged. The image of the then Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh got damaged. The image of Hyderabad got damaged. And the worst sufferers were my project, Hyderabad Metro, and me. Everybody threw stones at me. You have to understand what all one has to undergo. Newspaper writings, assembly debates for hours together. I was inquired by CBI, I was inquired by vigilance, I was inquired by audit. All sorts of issues were going on. I had to face all that. And as they say, team leadership is the most important thing. People used to laugh at my people saying that, "Hey, your boss is a mad guy. He was joint secretary in Government of India, but he gave up his career. He's a mad fellow. Why are you people spoiling your careers? You come out of that, because this project is not going to happen. It's a jinx project. Why are you wasting your careers?" It was going on like that. So I had to teach them lots of management lessons. I used to motivate them. Anyway, again we went for bidding. Luckily we got L&T as our concessionaire second time. But the problems didn't stop there. Unfortunately, Dr. Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy, Chief Minister, he passed away. He died in a helicopter accident. The state was in total chaos. Hyderabad was burning. The state was burning. There was nobody to take decisions. As if it was NVS Reddy's baby. If the project was my baby, I had to take all the decisions. So, all sorts of issues. As a part of the project, 3,000 properties I had to acquire. You know all Hyderabad situation very well. Narrow roads in the heart of the city, I had to do the project. So 3,000 properties were to be acquired. There were some great people in this country, still in the socialist mindset. Anything private sector does is bad. Private sector is for profiteering. So when this was going on, every second day my effigy used to be burnt in the city, in some part of the city or the other. Because as a part of the project, number one, 3,000 properties were to be acquired. When we were doing in a legitimate manner with proper land acquisition notification, etc., my officers used to be assaulted physically. They underwent all that. And you know very well, this communally sensitive city, there are 300 religious structures we had to handle. To handle religious structures, you have to have tremendous patience. You have to use all sorts of techniques. I keep saying this, actually, no Harvard, no MIT, no IIT can teach you these things. You have to have your own native intelligence to handle this. If it's a Hindu religious structure, I used to send my general manager, who was a devout Hindu. If it's a Muslim structure, my chief engineer, who was a devout Muslim, I used to send him, etc., etc. And you have to have patience. They say, nobody should know that you are handling these people, because behind every religious structure, there's a commercial interest, you know very well. So we used to do all sorts of things, actually. So every day, I was anti-Hindu, anti-Muslim, anti-Hindu, anti-Christian. So it was going on. This fellow is ruining all the structures, religious structures. This fellow is ruining the colleges. Some schools were to be relocated. So the great lady Medha Patkar and all the anarchists of the country, they came. They agitated against me. That was going on. Anyway, we faced all that. And as a part of this was my childhood photos, etc. Then anyway, the next stage was, these were those days, every day in the newspapers, these used to be articles, etc. Agitations everywhere. Then as a part of the project, I had to handle about 5,000 trees that needed to be cut. You know how difficult it is to cut even a single tree. For every tree you are supposed to cut, you have to plant about 5 saplings. I said, why 5? I will plant 50, I will plant 100, I will plant 500. So first year what we did was, without cutting even a single tree, my engineers, we asked them, actually, we planted about 100,000, 1 lakh trees. Next year again, another 100,000. We kept on planting. My engineers used to cry, sir, we are engineers, we are not horticulture officers. I said, our mission is this. And then I threw a challenge. Out of these 5,000 trees, any tree that can be translocated, translocation is this. What you do is you prune the roots, you prune the branches, etc. Then apply some fungicide. You just wait for a couple of weeks and then physically translocate them elsewhere, and they thrive like this. With 85% or 90% success rate, we translocated 2,500 trees. So then these chaps understood that this guy is totally different. Actually, he means, the problem with bureaucrats and politicians is that people don't trust us, okay? Because we say something and we don't deliver. Here we said, see, I started demonstrating. Then they said, sir, you could cut any number of trees you want, no problem. So like this, see, it was going on. And then the next issue is, all the time I used to walk. There are 2,600 pillars for my metro project in the phase 1. We call them piers in engineering language. I can write a story about each pillar, how I solved the problem there. Because in the middle of the road, you have to cut about 28 feet, you have to dig deep, or 10 feet deep you have to go. Hardly any place is there for traffic to go. So all the time I used to walk. Either I used to walk for about 10 kilometers a day. It's called famous NVS Reddy Padayatras. After Dr. Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy Padayatras, I think my Padayatras were there, famous. I used to tell my L&T engineers, you can't solve these things sitting in AC rooms. You have to come with me, I'll tell you how to solve the problem. You have to have designs specifically for that particular thing. So I used to work. So what used to be like this, actually, has become, so that beautiful thing. Anyway, then similarly, when you have to solve the traffic problems, so there should not be anything. So what used to be like that? Actually, today it's an international center where the trains are, for the first time we brought this technology to India. It's called communication-based train control system, where trains are remotely, practically it's a driverless technology. I can bring 2 trains as close as 40 meters. Imagine Indian Railways, kilometers away they stop the train and then close the level crossing gate and the entire traffic stop. From that technology to this technology, I can bring 2 trains as close as 40 meters, and I can run trains for every 1.5 minutes I can run a train. This is the efficiency we have achieved. At that time, Mr. Sridharan said, sir, I'm going for CBTC technology. He said, why? We did not go in Delhi Metro, and you are going for that technology. I said, sir, Delhi Metro is not the ultimate. Hyderabad, I'm going to do it. Actually, we have done it. After that, now, every metro in India is following the CBTC technology, which is the latest technology. So like this, so many things we have done. And similarly, when the traffic is moving, I have to do the stations. I have 57 stations. And some of the roads are so narrow, and number 1. Number 2, between Hyderabad and Secunderabad, I have only one road called Begumpet Road. I can't close that road. Whereas all of the metros in the country, they have closed the roads, they have diverted the traffic, etc. So the challenge I gave is that an elevated metro station is called basically a portal station. In the middle of the road, you have one pier, one pillar. This side of the road, one other pillar. This side is another pillar. 3 pillars will be there, and there is what is called the beam. Those of you who are civil engineers who understand this, it becomes easy. On the beams, you build a station. Whereas I said, why should I do it like that? Why can't we do it as a balanced cantilever structure? That means I do it with the side piers as if Onti Stambham Meda, you must have heard, many of you in Telugu. Okay? Ek hi pillar pe ek bada mahal hai. That's the thing. So a big mahal is there, constructed only on one pillar. So this is what we have done. First time in the world, actually, see, entire engineering fraternity of the world, they got shocked, actually. Mr. Sridharan came and said, my God, we didn't believe. I say, what you have done is engineering marvel. So we have taken bird as an inspiration. As a bird has got spine and 2 wings. The whole thing is precast elsewhere. In the nights, we used to come and fix it. Not even for half an hour, I stopped the traffic. We have done this. So like this, we have brought so many things, so much of technological development, etc., etc. And then the next thing is, while all of the metros all over the world were built more as engineering structures by civil engineers or railway engineers, I wanted to do it differently. For me, I have a social agenda. Women equality is, gender equality is one of my important agendas. So I held conferences with women's groups in women's colleges, schools, etc., understood their problems, and we give technical solutions. Today, at the time, my engineers used to say, what kind of engineering are you talking about? I said one thing, we're not doing Taj Mahals here. We are here to solve the socio-economic problems of the people. So we have done that. Today, women are happily going, and you understand very well the importance of public transportation for women, especially safe travel. That's what we have provided for Hyderabad city. Same is the case. I have another philosophy. City for people, city for children, city for women, city for differently abled people, city for older people, etc. Happy city concept we introduced as a part of Hyderabad Metro Rail Project. Unfortunately, in India, we don't know the importance of sidewalks. Sidewalks, for the first time, we started building as a part of the project. Skywalks, we started building as a part of the project. And public space is the most important thing. We created quality public space at Metro Rail stations, and now see how people are happily enjoying, relaxing at my metro stations. So this is what about this project about. If I keep on telling, there are so many things. There's not that much of time. But a project which was written off as a jinxed project. Incidentally, there were many more people, including Mr. Jawahar Reddy. They were all there. I had to remove it for certain reasons. This was the first thing. In New York, he and I and some of our colleagues, we went. We were selected as the best engineering project as a world award we got in 2013. From then, I kept on winning so many awards. More than 350 awards we got so far, including I was selected as the best CEO a couple of times. Mr. Kali is again a part of this organization. I was selected as the best CEO. How did it happen? It cannot happen if you want to be a simple bureaucrat. All of you, many of you want to be civil servants. If you want to be a simple civil servant, you can't do this kind of project. If you want to be a manager in a private sector, you can't do this kind of project. You have to be a leader. A leader is different from a bureaucrat and different from a manager. Okay? So the leadership means what? You have to have a vision. You have to have passion. You have to have courage of conviction. You must breathe. If you have to do a project like this, you must breathe the project. You must dream the project. You must live with the project. You must sleep with the project. Then only you will be able to do a project like this. So then you have to have this vision and share the vision with the people, build excellent team, create winning psyche among them, inculcate winning psyche among them, make them achievers. Even if a team is likely to lose in sports, you know pretty well how the team wins, how somebody, a good commander, how he's able to win victory for that. So from the jaws of defeat, you have to snatch victory and give it to your people, give it to the country. Thank you very much.